Oh, you didn't move your stuff to SHIB before the crash?
Oh yeah,
we moved it to
all
FTX.
SHIB, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like,
It's a real thing.
so did you guys hear about FTX?
Yes.
Gigantic crypto exchange.
Freaking crazy, dude.
Meltdown City, huh?
Meltdown.
So what happened? What's the deal?
Well, it looks like the fucking leverage traders, the geniuses
Crashed it.
at FTX. Well, they were taking customer funds and then playing fucking leverage games with it. They lost, and then the funds dry up. They have no liquidity, and now people who are using their exchange are like, I want my money. And there's a run on that, and they're saying we can't settle, and now there's nowhere to go, and they're insolvent, and they filed for Chapter 11. Tom Brady and Larry David are being sued because they were part of FTX. As far as like
Larry David.
They had the commercial on the
Yeah.
Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Exactly. So
Did you
now-
see Kevin O'Leary? He was, there's a clip of him going around saying like, that's probably the most safest thing that you could bet on crypto right now. This was during the pump.
He verbally backed it up. Like,
Yeah, he said this is the place to be. But at the time though, with how deep they were connected with officials in politics and all that, you would think it's like, it's backed by our government, all this stuff, it's gonna be okay.
Steph
then-
Curry said it's okay.
All this shit came out right after the crash. It's been pretty crazy. Like I'm just mind blown how many people are connected to it.
Well, it's funny too because they blame crypto, and it's like, dude, these are fucking degen assholes. Like the idea that Bitcoin and like that the blockchain is at fault for this is wild.
Yeah, like
but-
non-sentient beings are at fault. You know what I mean? Blame the algorithm.
Yeah,
Don
it's the
Cheadle
best.
from Space Jam.
Blame the graphics card.
It's those damn smart contracts that let you permissionlessly transact with each other. It's
And then right after this too, I remember right after it happens, I get this generic email. Y'all probably got it too from Binance. That it's like, you know, like blah, the crypto space is blah. This is what we're doing with your funds. Nobody overtrades. We're not trading with anybody's customers' funds. You know, and it's just putting it blatantly out there because this isn't the first time a large chain or organization or whatever has done this. You know what I mean? Like the amount of times that a site or what an exchange will take customer funds and then leverage it out in order to try to make other profits without the customers knowing. Like that's happened many times.
By the way, that's what banks do.
Yeah, that's what banks do.
But just if there was ever a run on the banks, it would be a fucking nightmare.
That's
shit
the
show.
point of banks.
Right.
No, they'll just get bailed out.
Well, of course, but exactly.
But that's what happened during the 2008 crash is all the small banks. I mean, we don't see Washington Mutual anymore. Remember that
Bear
one?
Stearns?
Yeah, I used to bank them. They turned into Chase.
You know what's cool is the I didn't learn before about the history between CZ and Sam Bankman.
Oh, what was the history? So CZ's the owner of Binance, and he was right about to buy FTX. But what happened?
Like I guess that they used to like kind of be friends and they were working together, and then they had a falling out and shit. And then when they had separate things going on, Sam Bankman eventually came to him asking for the bailout, and then he went and instead of bailing him out, he basically did an analysis and then publicly said, I'm not gonna do that because these guys are pulling some shit,
Well, prior to this,
and it buried them.
CZ took a bunch of FTT, which is FTX's like exchange token, and he moved it and basically signaled to the market like we're gonna sell this to cover our positions.
Yeah.
And then he made Sam Bankman-Fried release a public statement, basically saying like, "Hey, we're gonna work with Binance," and he like bent the knee to Binance and CZ, like because CZ played him real hard, is what everyone's saying, right? Because
Right.
I'm gonna sell all of this, aka tank your fucking token, and aka help to start a trigger to tank your exchange, and then SBF releases this public statement like, we actually got with CZ, we're really happy, we worked
Yeah,
the thing
yeah,
out,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
really
yeah.
gonna be beautiful, we're gonna cover everybody who's like got money on the exchange, don't worry, you'll get paid out. And then CZ got to look at the books, and then he's like, oh, I see fucking tons of debt, I'm out, fuck you. And then told the public he's not bailing him out, and then it was just fucking blast off as far, well, in the opposite direction.
That's why everyone's calling CZ like, damn, he's cold.
He's a gangster, dude.
He's a gangster. I mean, he did a smart move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Took out his competition.
yeah, and SBF also like he fucked up. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's not so much like he's a gangster, like he's an asshole, cold-hearted motherfucker, but he's like he's a cold-hearted bitch. You know what I mean? That's
Cold-hearted bitch.
Did you see how they were laundering the funds through Ukraine? And that's why FTX was donating so much to the DNC.
Well, he was donating
Democratic
a lot to the DNC under the auspices of I'm going to get favor with regulatory environment, right? But then now it's revealed that FTX was setting up donations to Ukraine, and then that money was getting sent back to the DNC. They're actually the number 2.
They were just washing it.
They're the number 2 contributor to the DNC.
So Ukraine isn't getting the money that we donated. It's going, like, you know how they got a ton in Bitcoin? They just washed it through FTX, and that went right back to the Democratic campaigns.
Oh my god.
The Dems didn't tell us that though.
They would never do that, Joe.
That's not even something that's like it's like alleged and like it's not confirmed yet.
No,
this is like
it's
shit that they were doing. Like they were actually sending this money to Ukraine, and then the money was being used.
Being fully rebated.
So crazy.
And by the way, I'm nonpartisan. I'm just anti-corruption, and the Republicans done this shit too. So it's not.
Yeah.
It's right and left.
Yeah.
This is a game that's played.
Yes.
Of course.
Either one who plays it, when there's a proxy war, they say, let's save this country, let's donate. Money gets sent over there. How much of that goes to the actual citizens to help support that, or the troops, or whatever? It goes to the U.S. military-industrial complex. We're spending $100 on lobster nights, which the soldiers should have.
Yeah.
Lobster nights.
I actually like that though. When
Every night is lobster night.
They should get some.
when the soldiers get it,
Yeah.
good for them, right?
Surf and Turf Saturdays.
Yeah, but then when Raytheon charges a couple $100s for a screw that the American public has to pay
Oh, that's a
for.
good screw.
Or a crab claw opener.
Yeah.
I got
made a fucking.
Do you know a lot about the stuff between SBF and Alameda Research?
So Alameda Research was helping to fund offshoots of FTX, right? So they have a whole gigantic, huge ecosystem they're allocating funds for all kinds of different stuff, including Solana.
Because something happened where he transferred 10 billion to Alameda Research, and then 2 billion went like missing.
There's a lot being uncovered right now. I'm not familiar exactly. Well,
Billions go missing every day.
I can't. I just remember putting together a bunch of stuff from Jake Tran's video, and I was like, oh, that sounds fucking crazy.
so they helped to fund Solana. If you remember, like Solana went from a hugely underheard of project to like one of the biggest pumped things like during the bull market, and the entity behind that was FTX and Alameda. Like they were pumping that entire ecosystem, funneling cash through it. And that's not nefarious. That's not like, oh, that means it's evil or whatever. They were building out Solana, and now Solana has a huge like dev crew for it. Like tons of developers are building apps for it and dApps for it, right? But that doesn't bode well for what just happened. Like it's basically a sieve got taken to this whole thing.
Oh.
So we'll see what happens. It's like a bunch of questions, really. Like it's kind of like what happened with Luna, right? Like it's like what's a little different because SBF like got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Like we can see what happened, right? Whereas with Do Kwon and Luna, there's a lot of conjecturing about wallets that people I don't think who actually read about this stuff like in a non-normie way can really justify like saying that this KuCoin account was definitely Do Kwon's. Like they don't fucking know that.
That's the weird thing is there's such little definitive stuff, and every day they're saying Do Kwon's being arrested. Do Kwon's now here, like all these different stories, and nothing ever happens.
Nothing happens.
But then here, like Sam Bankman-Fried straight up tweeted, "I fucked up."
Yeah.
That's such a difference.
Yeah.
Just tell us what's gonna happen to our shib.
It's over.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Did you see was it the New York Post or the Washington Post article? There was nothing about all of the, insider trading, the corruption. There was nothing about that.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
That's why I'm like, was it because of the he had with the DNC?
Well, we'll find out because
And the SEC.
if he doesn't get charged,
They're all friends, right?
it'll be same as it ever was, right?
Right.
Because I think when you're too embedded with the government, they have to cover their own tracks. Of
course.
And they don't want to look stupid. So I think that kind of protects you. If you're invested so much into shit with the government, and then if you're like investigated, they're like, oh no, this is too
But
much.
if you're this public facing and you're taking pictures of Tom Brady and Larry David and they're all in the commercials, and like I think this could be a little bit different. Like where it's like don't they have to face accountability for how visible they've been? FTX Arena, the Miami Heat Stadium, like had the fucking FTX logo on the top of it.
Still has it.
Still has it. They're removing it.
Bang Bros sent a bid to take it over.
I think the question is who's gonna hold them accountable, because like the public can be like upset, but what about like the whole Epstein thing? What about like, you can't have the people that's supposed to keep them accountable like also in bed with them.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, dude.
If a 3-letter agency like FBI or whatever comes after them, then I feel like, oh shit, this is really serious.
Yeah.
There's some internal fighting going on in Washington, right?
Yeah, they'll find some way to pinpoint a fall guy. I think, like in these departments.
It's got to be SBF though.
Yeah, it'll just be a fall guy, and
It's
then
gotta
that'll be.
Or his girlfriend. Did you guys see that video?
That's so funny.
Fucking hilarious.
I love that.
She's talking about like, oh, like I don't really like I trade, but I don't really use stop losses. I think that's kind of like fucking whack. Like, and we don't really think that that's necessary. And shit. Oh,
You really need a math degree to.
so,
Hey, that's cool. I mean,
So good.
but then the funny thing is, no matter what they're caught saying at this point, it's just gonna be stupid because of the result, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, there's no good interview.
I love it when people are like this high and they fucking know everything and it fucking slam dunks on them.
Yeah, we all take our dunks every now and then.
highest of highest, lowest of lows.
We got dunked on this year.
We sure did. It was a hell of a ride.
It was a hell of a ride.
Hell of a ride.
Oh, you didn't move your stuff to SHIB before the crash?
Oh yeah,
We moved it to
all the
FTX.
shit, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like,
real thing.
So like the FTX Arena, they are taking the FTX name away from it, and Bang Bros did submit like a $10 million bid or something to be
Bang Bros Arena?
and everyone thought they were joking, but they were like, no, that's our real.
Miami might do it, dude.
dude, what I wouldn't give for like fucking from Bang Bros Arena. Let's get ready to rumble. You know, I can't.
Hillsong 2023 at Bang Bros Arena. Yeah, dude.
I was trying to think of a Jimmy Butler pun.
Best thing about this though?
Load.
Well, you have to find silver linings, right? Woo's biggest fucking competitor was FTX.
Let's go.